Hi, fellow crafters. On this third day of Christmas, I want to wish you a blessed and Merry Christmas season. I have a fun DIY today. I'm going to show you how to take these Dollar Tree teddy bears, which are $1.25, part of the Valentine collection at Dollar Tree, and we're going to remove the tinsel and replace it with a plush yarn from Yarn Bee. They'll make wonderful Christmas gifts if you're still celebrating with family and friends. They'll also be really nice for birthdays and of course also fun projects to make for Valentine's Day. You can either save the attachments and hot glue them back onto the finished yarn project, or there's ways to personalize them with people's names. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll begin. But first, again, I want to say welcome to my channel, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would invite you to do so. It's fun, festive, and free, and I have wonderful projects planned for the new year. So here we are. This is what it looks like when you remove the tinsel. And you can see the form lends itself to attaching yarn because all the little notches around the edge will hold the yarn very securely. You won't need much hot glue at all. I use Yarn Bee. In this case, we're going to use this ivory color on the main body of the teddy bear. And it's Yarn Bee's Ivory Eternal Bliss, and I purchase it from Hobby Lobby. You can often get it on sale, 28 yards for on sale $5 and change. So it makes a lot of projects for a very reasonable cost. And of course the teddy bears are from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's part of their new Valentine's Day collection. So we'll begin by starting to put on the yarn. I'm starting on this left leg, and I'm going to put just a drop of hot glue because I took the yarn from the back and brought it to the front, and I just want to attach that little edge. Now that allows me to just go around the sets of notches. We'll start right over top of that first area and then just kind of keep coming around all of these notches. We can get about 3 rows in on that first section, and then just keep going around, catching the notches, making sure that your rows are fairly snug and level. And it's a little tricky because you do have some little areas to go around, but it's very forgiving. And if you make a mistake, you can always remove it and start over. So as I come around here, I'm just tucking it under here and going under. And then what I'm going to do is secure this little spot with some hot glue. I didn't quite cut that length quite long enough, so we'll cut another piece. Just be careful you don't burn yourself. The glue does get hot. But so we've just begun now, and that's the start. Okay, starting on the other leg now, you can see I've come around the back in the same way, putting one little drop of hot glue just to start the row, and now bringing the yarn up over the notches. Now we can always go back and add a piece, if we need to cover up that little side area. We'll want to cut a small piece and glue that just so there's no plastic showing. But for now, we just keep going around these notches, and we're going to make our rows again even and level and catching each set of notches. And again, just tucking it in. We'll adjust a little bit as we get through it. I'm going under. This time I didn't cut the length off. I just figure I'll wrap it around and then cut off as we need. And so we're just about done. We're going to catch this last little bit, and I'll hot glue and be right back. So here we are at this point. We've finished both legs, and I've added a piece of yarn, just a little short piece here to cover those little plastic edges that were still exposed. That gives it a much more plush look all the way around. And now I thought it would be fun, since we've gotten that far, to start with the red yarn to create the heart. I usually try to follow the color pattern that they have with the tinsel, but in this case I don't have any pink yarn, so I'm going ahead and using some red. And again, I've saved all the embellishments to reattach. So I started up at the top by hot gluing a piece along the back. And now I'm just basically coming around, following those notches and making sure, again, my rows are level and fairly taut. We're going to have to be careful because in a moment we're going to approach those arms, and we don't want to cover into those. We want to maintain the shape of the heart. So we'll just keep coming around until we get to the point where the arms are. Now I'm going to go ahead at this point and go through here. You can see I'm going through this notch here, which is where the arm form is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just, probably the best thing is just cut a length of the yarn so that it's easier to draw it through. So I'm going to come through behind here, if you can see, and I'm going to pull it through. It's a little trickier because it's a tight spot and the rows, don't flow quite as easily when it's that tight, but it'll work fine. We're going to go around just like this, and then we're going to have to do the same thing over here, which is to go through this little tight spot. So I'm going to just do that across the entire front of the heart. And so that I don't bore you, I will come back as soon as I get that much done. But here's the idea. Just work it up here, and then that'll be covered up once we do the arms. That portion will get covered up. But we do want to try to recreate the heart shape. Here we are so far. The head has been very easy to do. It's a simple wraparound. Same with the ear. The arm, again, I did it horizontally. That was pretty easy, although you did have to work your way into those narrow shapes. I'll tell you, the heart was the most difficult part. Regaining that heart shape was a little tricky. And as I mentioned to you, the yarn is forgiving. So I did have to cut a little bit of the white from the bottom so that I could kind of create that shape. It's a little more difficult. Of course, with the tinsel, it's so thin and it makes more of an easier shape. Whereas the plush yarn is thicker and it's a little harder to get those points. But I think it's turning out really well, and I'll go ahead and finish up around the head and that last ear and arm, and then we'll decorate. I think it's turning out really cute now. I finished up with the yarn, and now I'm going to reattach these embellishments. So I'm going to put a little drop of hot glue right about the spot where we want to place his original mouth and nose. So you can see, just reattaches there. And then we're going to reattach the little heart-shaped eyes. So we'll add another drop of hot glue, and we'll reattach the little embellished eyes, bringing back our teddy bear to life here. So we'll add another drop of hot glue for the other eye and reattach that. That had a little tinsel still attached, but we can easily cut that off. And you can see it's coming back really cute. I'll go ahead and add the rest of the embellishments and show you the final project. Well, here you can see our finished bear. I think it turned out so cute, and there's so many ways to personalize this. Dollar Tree sells little chalkboard hearts. You could always buy one of those, hot glue it to the center, and add a person's name. You could also use different embellishments, different yarn colors for either the center heart or the body. I thought it would be really cute to use a teddy bear brown next time and maybe a soft blue for the center heart. I hope you have fun with this project. I also would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave comments below letting me know how you enjoyed this project. I think it's a really fun way to elevate a tinsel to yarn transformation. Take care until next time, and God bless.